Now, when they say you must evaluate and then they give you a sigma notation in this way, where your upper bound is 15 and your lower bound is 5, and your general term is 5i minus 13. Please note that sigma stands for, it's actually an instruction, and it instructs you to find a sum. What sum are you finding? You're finding a sum of whatever sequence you have. And normally the type of sequence you have will be in front of the sigma notation, and it will be reflected by the general term that is given to you in front of the sigma notation. And your general term for this question will be 5i minus 13. And you will know that that 5i minus 13 actually is an arithmetic general term, meaning that we are actually finding an arithmetic series. And when we find an arithmetic series, the formula that we normally use is Sn is equals to n divided by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times the n close bracket. Now we need to find all the variables here. We need to find a, we need to find n, we need to find d. Note that to find n, you're going to take the upper bound, which is 15, whatever you have on top of your sigma notation, that's what we call the upper bound. You're going to take that 15 and minus your lower bound. The lower bound is the number that you normally find at the bottom of your sigma notation, which also indicates where you are going to start adding from. So in this case, we are going to start adding from where our position is equal to 5, because I represents a position in this case, right? So you will simply take upper bound minus lower bound plus 1. That is normally the general term, the formula that you normally use. Whatever you have, upper bound is upper bound, you minus the lower bound, and then you add 1 to it. And this will give you 11. Okay. Now, here, please note that A does not represent the first term. It does represent first, but not the first term of the whole sequence. A here represents the first term from which we start adding. I repeat, A, when you find a sum, represents the first term from which you start adding. So we start adding from position 5. So we need to find the first term from which we are going to start adding, which term will be in position 5. We have to use the general term that is given to you in front of the sigma notation, where Tn will be equals to, or Ti will be equals to 5i minus 13, and where there is I, you substitute 5, and you find the fifth term, because we are going to start adding from the fifth term, indicating that A will be 12. Okay, we are missing D. D normally is the coefficient of the variable in the general term, but I will go the longer way. Since we have the fifth term, I'll just find the sixth term, okay? And find, simply take the sixth term minus the fifth term to find D, because you just have to take consecutive numbers and subtract them from each other to find D. Normally take the bigger term, or a term in a higher position minus a term in a lower position. That's what you normally do, a term that comes before it. So I will start by finding T6. T6 here, you use the general term, which is Ti is equals to 5i minus 13, where there's I, you substitute 6, and T6 will be 17. To find D, you will take T6 minus T5, which is 12, and D will be 5. As I've said, it's normally the coefficient of the variable that you have in your general term. Now, for you to find the sum, you take all the variables, you substitute them. Where there is n, you substitute them into the sum formula. Where there is n, you substitute 11. Where there is a, you substitute 12. Where there is d, you substitute 5. Put that into your calculator and it'll give you your sum, and your sum will be 407, which means that if I was to find the sum of that sequence, to evaluate that sequence, I will have S11 is equals to 402. You can actually use a calculator if you do have an AP calculator, which will simply give you your answer, and you'll realize you still get the same answer as what I've got. Why do we teach you all these things when you can punch them into your calculators? Because we need you to be able to program future calculators so that they can give accurate answers, just like this one here. Okay. Let me see if I can give you something. Try this one out. And this one, and this. I think I'll just stop there. Thank you for watching. Yule Honey. Photo.